Hey everybody! So I decided to start to do a new segment on my channel called Church No Cap. Just in case you don't know what no cap means, it basically means no lie, total truth. It's something I picked up from the kids. So Church No Cap every Sunday after church. So today's Church No Recap is basically touching on the Sunday school lesson that I taught today. And basically in that Sunday school lesson, it was talking about how Jesus had basically called Levi to come and be one of his disciples with him. And anybody, just to quick rerun. He was a tax collector, and in the Bible, tax collectors were just hateful people. They would go and take up all your money and overcharge you for stuff, even over the fees that they normally would charge, and put the rest in their pocket, and that sort of thing. That sound familiar? Anyway, so in this lesson, he had called Levi, and Levi started following him, right? And so Levi threw this big party to invite everybody over so that he could tell, look, what is wrong with that hair? Okay, to tell everybody about Jesus and how he was going to be following Jesus, and how great Jesus is. So he had everybody to come over and throw this big party. Well, of course, everybody that came were people that he already knew, and those people were probably tax collectors and not necessarily followers of Christ already. And so the rabbis had a whole attitude about it, and basically were all upset because they felt like Jesus shouldn't be having these type of people around him and all that. And so Jesus basically, got them all together, mentally, and basically was telling them, hey, what is the point of having, people that already know about God and not talking to the ones that don't? So they had turned their nose up. They were, acting funny, and then they were feeling some kind of way because the people that came were having a good time, laughing and smiling and, just enjoying themselves. So, that was a very interesting story for me to teach, because I think that's one of the main things that we have a problem with in our churches. And as Christians, we have a tendency to shun people away that actually need us, to not do that. And that's what turns people off a lot of the times. As, even me, I've had experiences where, I've been turned off from, different churches, different environments, not totally from what I believe, because I'm a pretty strong person as far as that sort of thing goes, is in my beliefs and all that. You can't just run me off. But when it comes to, going somewhere in the way they treat me when I go, that can be a big turnoff. And I've heard so many stories about people that went into church and they were really seeking, to know God and seeking, to grow in that way. And then one experience turned them off and they never went back again. Well, one of my experiences that I remember is, I had went to a church. It was not the same denomination that I was accustomed to going to. The churches that I go to pretty much are laid back. We can wear pants, I can wear earrings, I can wear lipstick, I can, wear my hair however I want to. If I was somebody that wanted to wear, extensions and stuff, I could do that. If I wasn't, I could. Not wear, whatever I wanted to do, far as clothing, within a certain amount of taste, of course. I wouldn't want to show up there in a thong and a bra or something, but, just regular clothes. I could just wear whatever. Well, I found out, at the time I was married to my first husband, and he had told me we were going somewhere different. And I tried to adjust my attire because I did realize that we were going to a different type of setting than what we were accustomed to going to. And so I put on what I thought was a more dignified dress for that setting. I put on pantyhose, which I normally don't wear because they're just too much, restriction for me. But, but I put on pantyhose, just trying to be respectful of what their particular environment expected of me. I did leave on earrings. I didn't know that was going to be an issue. But when I walked in, I had on lipstick as well. I sat down next to, my then, husband, and we were on the front row because we were actually there to hear someone else that we knew preach that Sunday. And next thing I know, someone comes up to me, a male in the church, comes up to me and puts a sheet over me. A sheet, like a bed sheet, over my entire body. Evidently, I was dressed inappropriately to them. And then someone proceeded to come over to me at the time, and was like, here, you can have my Bible to read. Granted, I should have had my Bible. Don't get me wrong. I was a little thrown off that day. I was really kind of irritated because I didn't know we were going to a different church. But my question to her was, so if I take your Bible, what are you going to read? So she just kind of assumed that, I guess, that I didn't have any teaching because they had already covered me up with a sheet. I come in there with lipstick on, and big hoop earrings at the time. I had a whole bunch of extensions in my hair and all of that. When I left there, I was so angry. I don't remember how the service went. I don't remember the word that was taught. I don't remember anything about that situation except for the fact that I got covered up with a freaking sheet from my neck to my feet because they felt like I was trying to entice the pastor while I sat next to my husband. That was, so I can understand why people are like, I'm not going to, church. People, if I had that experience and I had never been to church before, that could have had a major effect on whether I chose to ever go back to a church again. So I think that's something that, that's something that I got, and that's something that lesson reminded me of. Don't try to judge people that come in. Draw people nearer. And then don't forget, you came from a place too. You weren't always holy. You weren't always so, proper or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you have to meet people where they are. And that's something that lesson really taught me today, that Jesus took time to meet his people where they were, and he met me where I was, and anybody else that has decided to follow, Christ met where you were. You were somewhere crazy too. You were doing crazy things, and to be honest, you still are, and so am I. We all do crazy stuff. No one's perfect. And so I thought this lesson was really interesting, and it was a good one to just kind of do a no cap on. Stop trying to judge people and stop trying to cancel out people that you think aren't good enough, and go ahead and teach them what you know, and maybe learn something from yourself. That's why we are here, not to turn anyone away. Who are we to turn anybody away or look down at somebody else because they're not like we are now? So I just thought that would be a good no cap to do today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe. I always forget to say that at the end. I'm trying to get used to that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Shay Cherie, and like this video. Bye for now. I'm finna go eat.